All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the No Punt Intended podcast here on Entertainment Buddha. Be sure to check us out online at www.entertainmentbuddha.com, where we make you a better geek one post at a time. We're coming up hot on week 11 here, and with me as always is the number nerd himself, Mr. Justin Ludwig.
The very same guy that once ate 60 chicken nuggets and then wanted to go out for ice cream.
I remember that because I was there.
60 nuggets wasn't that much of a challenge. I was surprised.
Yeah, and I just remember thinking, don't we have something better to do on a Friday night? But
that was it.
Apparently not. So
number one was apparently eat 60 nuggets.
Well, and I'm sure we played. I'm sure we played some Mario Kart and Smash Brothers too.
Yeah,
we usually do that.
It was like the main event.
Yeah.
The undercard was things like Mario Kart and Smash Brothers. But the main event was eating 60 chicken nuggets. Most of these little intros I'm giving myself somehow revolve around food. I'm okay with that. I'm not complaining.
It's what it is. What it is.
Somebody's going to do it, I guess.
Yeah. Why not you? I still want you to do that burger challenge I had texted you about the other week.
I'm gonna.
All right.
I got to work up towards it.
Okay.
So I need to know what their burgers are like for. I don't want to go in just like not knowing.
Well, you've had Five Guys, right?
Yeah.
They're I would say they're very similar to Five Guys.
Like, are they big patties?
Yeah. I would say they're basically identical to Five Guys burgers, like in taste and size.
In quality and quantity. As long as I've seen pictures of it, I'm not as daunted because it's only 2 sets of buns. It's not like one giant bun.
Right.
That's where you get slowed down.
Well, it also includes large fries.
Yeah.
Which they're very healthy portions of fries.
It's a good portion. You're not going to be disappointed.
Well, here's what we do. We were talking about Dumb and Dumber, going to see that on Friday. So maybe, we stop at this burger place. You do the burger challenge. You get a free meal out of it because you're going to do it. And then we go see Dumb and Dumber. You go and sit through a 2-hour movie.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't like these feats of food and then like having something afterwards. I like to get all my eating done, take a nap, or just
decompress.
Decomposed.
All right.
Just sort of hang out and you get the drill.
All right. Well, we'll have to figure out a time where you can take that challenge and conquer it. Get your picture on the wall. Get a T-shirt.
Yeah, that's what I'm really there for.
Yeah. I ate 16 patties of burgers and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
If I make it 18, I'll throw in some for the kids.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Let's see. How we do last week for our picks?
You naturally hovered around your normal gold standard, 6 and 7. I edged you by 1, 7 and 6. We were both beaten by Cortana and ELO, who both finished the week at 9 and 4.
But they pick straight games.
They do. So ironically, they all picked the wrong. They all made. They all lost in the same games: Cincinnati, Tampa, New Orleans, Pittsburgh.
Huh. Interesting. But that Giants Seahawks game frustrated me.
Why that one?
It was frustrating. I had a parlay going, and everything else but that one hit.
What was your stipulation for that game?
Plus the regular point spread was plus 9.5 Giants.
Oh, you thought they weren't going to do it.
Well, I picked the Giants to cover. I didn't think the Seahawks were going to blow them out like they did.
It's Marshawn.
So I know
he did that just to spite us.
I know, jerk. So can I assume that he's the fantasy thriller?
There's kind of a wrinkle with the thrillers. I picked number 1 is Aaron Rodgers only because he threw for 6 touchdowns and needed only 18 completions to do so, which I thought was a pretty good feat.
Yeah. And didn't he throw all 6 in the first half or something?
Yeah.
Or how many did he have in the first half? Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of dialed it down after they went up by, a healthy portion.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I didn't see that coming for sure.
No, I don't think anybody did. Not them trouncing Chicago, beating Chicago. Yeah,
right. Because you and I both picked them to cover at 6 or 7, whatever the spread was.
Yeah, but I don't think we saw the 55-14 drumming of a division rival like that.
No, not at all.
But it was a week that was kind of replete with thrillers. There was Aaron Rodgers. You could have also picked Marshawn Lynch because he scored 4 touchdowns,
right,
and 140 yards as well.
And of course, I played against him in one of my fantasy leagues.
That's how it always happens. I had Rodgers in my one, so that was okay.
Oh, that's nice.
And then I kind of went with a third because it was sort of like a pick your poison of Jordy Nelson, Des Bryant, or Jordan Matthews.
Right.
They all had almost identical stats. Jordy Nelson had 6 receptions, 152, 2 touchdowns. Des Bryant had 6 receptions, 158, 2 touchdowns. Jordan Matthews had 7 receptions, 138, 2 touchdowns. So,
yeah, Mark Sanchez didn't look terrible.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, as I said last week, I'm not a fan of Sanchez in general. He's been in Philly all season, and only just last night after just got a Philly cheesesteak for the first time. Like,
where else is he eating?
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, I don't understand, but I don't know. Maybe he was waiting for his first victory to get a Philly cheesesteak.
Just fills up on Chicky and Pete's.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's not a bad thing either, but I mean, the defense obviously helped him out a lot too.
Yeah, I almost picked them for a thriller too.
Yeah. But I mean, I want to see Mark Sanchez against a really tough defense because Carolina doesn't have a really tough defense this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think it speaks volumes of Chip Kelly's system that he can kind of throw the backup in there and not really miss a beat. People may have overrated Nick Foles last year because he played so well. I mean, it's almost like in New England a few years ago when Tom Brady got hurt in the first game and Matt Castle came in and had a career year and then got a giant contract with the Chiefs and then didn't really do anything since then. I think it was just kind of a product of the system there for Castle, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't know that Sanchez is the guy of the future, but if he can be competent enough and the defense continues playing well, the Eagles can, definitely compete.
Listen, the real barometer for Chip Kelly's system is if you can throw Brandon Whedon's back up in there and he has a good day.
Yeah. That would be. I'd be curious to see what Brandon Whedon himself would do in Chip Kelly's offense.
Huh. Well, who's the backup to the backup for Philly?
Matt Barkley.
Oh, that's right.
So the Eagles have a Pac-10 quarterback. I don't know what I'm saying. 3 quarterbacks from the Pac-10. We got Nick Foles from Arizona. I know that didn't sound right, but trilogy didn't sound right either.
See, if they put Brad Smith in there, that's kind of the real test.
Yeah, hopefully it won't come to that, but yeah, Sanchez and Barkley both went to USC, and Foles went to Arizona, and they're all in the Pac-10. So
Brad Smith was also drafted by the Jets. 4th round, 2006.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he played receiver for them, and I think threw a couple passes here and there.
Wildcat.
Yeah. All right. So hopefully this week we can do a little bit better with our picks. Maybe get on the winning side of the numbers, but that's why we do this.
I don't hate even Steven.
Yeah. Now, if I could just get my even Steven picks to match up on one card, instead of winning 3 and losing 1, and that's frustrating. But
well, to your credit, there were some pretty poopy games happening last week.
Right. I mean,
we'll get there.
We didn't even talk about the chiller, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it was Andy Dalton.
You could have picked him. My pick, I went with Matt Forte only because it seemed like they were buying pretty high on him from going into week 10. I mean, he was projected to score 20. He only scored 7. He had 17 attempts, 54 yards. He also had 3 receptions for 27 yards. Another option might have been somebody like Jeremy Hill, because they were also buying pretty high on him.
Right.
I didn't pick him only because he hasn't really proved himself to be a consistent back. I mean, he had that big week 9. Other than that, he hasn't really had, a lot to write home about. Andy Dalton, I didn't pick him only because they projected him at pretty low, but he turned in an even crappier card. So
yeah, he one-upped
this one-up of not trusting him.
He was 10 of 33 with 86 yards total.
He had negative points.
Yeah, that was a terrible performance.
Which reminds me about the time. Oh, I should have said this for my opener. Anyway, it reminds me of the time that going into Monday night, it was the Saints versus somebody, and it was Drew Brees. This was like 2006 or 7 or something. So Drew Brees wasn't terrible. I was losing by 3 points, and Drew Brees got me negative 2 points. And I lost the whole week. The whole week, because Drew Brees couldn't score 3 freaking points.
That's infuriating.
That is infuriating.
All right.
But that's fantasy football. Nobody gets fantasy football.
It's true.
It's Thunderdome.
There's no rules.
There are no rules.
All right. We got, who do we have Thursday night? We got Buffalo at Miami. Miami's minus 5.5. It's kind of a tough one.
It is a tough one. It's going to be a fun one, though. A fun one.
Yeah.
If this were an early game Sunday, I might be inclined to pick this only because it's divisional matchup. It's 2 5-3 teams. But it's not on Sunday, so I don't get to pick it. Siding with Miami here, only because I think they're a little PO'd after what happened against Detroit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I thought Miami had that game. Calvin Johnson looked like he was back to normal. But even so, I still think Miami should have won that game. And
yeah, they should have.
Brent Grimes was covering really well. He had that ridiculous one-hand interception. It just couldn't quite come together for Miami at the end there, unfortunately. But that Bills team is tough though. The Bills lost to the Chiefs, but Bills pretty much dominated that game. They just had a couple inopportune turnovers, especially towards the end of the game by Kyle Orton. But I don't know. I feel like 5.5 is a little too high, so I'm going to take Buffalo in this one.
A little high, huh? Yeah. I mean, these teams have potential in terms of scoring points, but it doesn't seem like they always kind of go through with it. I mean, most of these games, it's kind of like these middling affairs where they don't score too many points and then they just win by a couple. So you might be onto something. Yeah,
it's kind of what I'm shooting for there. But I mean, Miami's defense is still one of the best in the leagues, but Buffalo's is pretty good as well. So yeah, like you said, should be a fun game to watch Thursday night.
I mean, the tough thing with Buffalo is it sounds like Fred Jackson's going to come back this week, so it's hard to say what their running back situation is going to look like. I mean, is it going to be him being the feature back? Is it going to be Boobie Dixon being the feature back?
You just want to say Boobie.
Yeah, I did. Boobie Dixon.
Boobie Dixon, Fozzie Whitaker. So many good names. Storm Johnson.
You would call him by his proper name, Foswit Whitaker.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, Fozzie Whitaker's first actual name is Foswit. Foswit Whitaker.
It's almost
I wish I was making it up, but I'm not.
Well, it almost makes more sense that it's the portmanteau of Fozzie Whitaker. Mm-hmm. But that's his real name, Foswit Whitaker.
I don't know. As long as they keep coming up with awesome names, like I'll keep watching football.
Storm Johnson.
That's why I really watch football, is for the names.
For the names. Name drops.
Yeah. Let's see who we got next. We got another division game, Minnesota at Chicago. Chicago's minus 3.5 at home, where they haven't won a game yet this year, if I recall correctly. Yes, they're 0-3 at home.
Had a little trouble with this one.
I'm going to take the Vikings.
I took the Bears.
All right.
That's interesting. We already disagree.
Yeah. I'm gonna take the Vikings because.
Why do you like the Vikings? Why are you siding with them this game?
Because I don't trust the Bears.
Okay.
Vikings are 4-5. They're 2-3 on the road. They're playing division game. Vikings are still fighting in the division. I don't know. I just think the Vikings are a little frisky and can put up a fight against the Bears.
Yeah, I mean the tough thing with Chicago, it's almost at the point where you kind of think they're going to roll over. It's just they feel like their season's a wash. Maybe they'll tank it and just aim for a high draft pick or something. I don't know. Their offense just kind of sucks right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know
their defense isn't too solid either.
No, not at all. Not at all. Like we said, they gave up 6 touchdowns in the first half on Monday night. Sunday night. It's just not looking good for Chicago right now. Even I don't really understand it because they have a really good running back in Forte. They have Alshon Jeffrey, Brandon Marshall, and Martellus Bennett, 3 big targets for Jay Cutler, and I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. It's a great team. I don't know what their problem is.
Yeah, but games aren't played on paper, so
there's paper football.
Well, yeah, but then it doesn't matter if you have Brandon Marshall or Alshon Jeffrey.
What if they're good at kicking little triangles of footballs?
Well, then it's good to have them there. All right.
In that instance, I read you. When we cross that.
Yeah, and I was just checking to see when Adrian Peterson was expected back, but there's nothing really. Actually, they said he might come back. No, that's an old article. Let me see if I can find something.
Wow, it's like the individual parts are pretty good. I mean, in terms of fantasy points, Jay Cutler's 11th in quarterbacks. Brandon Marshall and Alshon Jeffrey are 20 and 23 respectively, which is tolerable. And then Martellus Bennett 6th.
Yeah.
Just can't put it together.
Yeah.
Their defense is way down there, but
yeah. Yeah, defense definitely isn't like the defense of old, but
nope.
Yeah, I mean, going back to Peterson, the NFL Players Association is trying to get him back to the Vikings as soon as possible. So there's nothing confirmed yet that he's back this week, but I guess there's always the possibility that he could be back, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him get the ball on Sunday if he is back. I don't know. That's something to keep an eye on too, I guess.
Speaking of back.
Sorry, you cut out a little bit there.
Doesn't Josh Gordon cut, or is that next week? No, 10 games. He's in. No. Am I wrong? I'm wrong. Taking the bye. Yeah, he's got one more. He's got one more. Never mind.
Yeah, after week 11. Week 11.
The segue almost worked.
Yeah. No, I appreciate the effort.
Houston at Cleveland. Cleveland favored by 3.5.
I'm going to take Cleveland.
I'm going to take Cleveland. Doing the same.
All right.
You don't trust the quarterback situation for Houston?
I don't know, because we haven't seen much of Ryan Mallett, so we don't know what he's capable of.
Yeah.
But a young guy like him who hasn't gotten many opportunities for snaps, you can't really trust him on the road.
Oh boy. Shaky quarterback on the road.
Young quarterback on the road on a mediocre team playing against a division leader.
Oh boy. Now I'm really cognizant of this time. Glad I
Yeah, you caught that?
Yep.
All right. You're learning.
I'm getting there. And I need one of those. It's like the blackjack cheat cards that you can just kind of have when to hit and when to not hit. I need one of those.
All right. Well, I'll see if I can make an app
just filled with little nuggets of information.
Yeah. When to take a team, when not to take a team.
Exactly. This is one of those where you don't wanna.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll take Cleveland at 3.5. I feel comfortable with that. I do.
The last time Ryan Mallett threw a pass. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Internet's not ready for this. 2012.
2012.
He had 8 attempts.
And it was probably a.
Or wait, that's not right.
Was it like week 17 or something?
4
like
attempts. Yeah.
Yeah.
4 attempts, 1 completion.
Which it's funny because he was drafted by the Patriots, which is where Bill O'Brien was, and Bill O'Brien was the quarterback's coach. So him and Mallett were together there. He basically drafted Ryan Mallett. O'Brien went to Penn State, left Penn State, came to Houston, then they traded for Mallett. So
6 degrees of Ryan Mallett.
Yeah. Ryan Mallett and Bill O'Brien are back together again. Let's see what happens this week, shall we? All right. Next one's interesting. We have Seattle at Kansas City. Seattle's -1.
Tough game to pick. It's one of those that I would have thought the line would have been somewhere else, but now it feels like a trap. It's not unlike this Pittsburgh game where we made a fuss about the line last week, and clearly somebody knew something that we didn't.
Right. So what's the trap? Seattle -1 or Kansas City +1?
I don't know. I would have thought it would have been more favorable for somebody. I'm taking Kansas just because I have a little more faith in them right now.
Yeah.
But
I mean, Seattle did
after that stomping
crush the Giants last week. And they're only -1 on the road.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just don't know.
If we were in Seattle, I'd feel differently, but
yeah, I'm gonna go with Kansas City. I don't know if I trust Seattle enough to take them on the road. Yeah,
except for Marshawn, the rest of the offense wasn't so spectacular.
Right.
I mean, Russell Wilson wasn't, up to his level.
It's true. Yeah, I think. What's interesting though, and I don't think it happened last week, but Kansas City has not thrown a touchdown to any of their receivers. It's been either tight ends or running backs this year.
Yeah, because I've been sort of keeping an eye on Dwayne Bowe. And it seems like the beginning of the season, you definitely didn't want him on your team. And now at this point, it's kind of, do you want him on your team? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah,
He's like a middle of the road option.
Yeah, I don't know how they're winning these games with no touchdowns to receivers. I don't understand, but somehow they're doing it. Somehow it's working. But I don't know. Andy Reid's working some regular season magic there.
Are you ready for this? He hasn't thrown a touchdown pass to a wide receiver this entire season.
That's what I was saying. That's what I meant. I didn't like this entire season. He hasn't thrown a TD to any receiver. It's just been tight ends and running backs.
Last time he did it was last year, Kansas City at the Washington professional football team. It was Dwayne Bowe.
Yeah.
December of 13.
And yet somehow they're still winning.
Well, they have Jamal Charles. And for a time they had Niall Davis. I mean, they still have him. I just meant they used him as their feature back.
Right. Yeah, but to rely on your running back that much and your tight ends that much to the point where the receivers aren't catching anything in the end zone, that's, 10 weeks into the season is kind of crazy. Crazy.
They haven't been real soft wins either. They destroyed New England. They beat Miami pretty handily. They beat the Chargers. They beat the Bills.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, and that's not like you said, if this the game was in Seattle or if the point spread were a little bit different, if Seattle maybe was a favorite, might be thinking a little differently. But Kansas City +1 at home. I think the rule there is you take the points with the home team.
Really, you could really do is you could tease that.
Tease it.
Be a nice candidate for a tease.
Tease it to Kansas City +7.
Yep.
That might be a possibility. Just might. Next up, yet another division game. Atlanta at Carolina. Carolina's -2. That's a game I'll probably stay away from.
You think that's the far screen game?
I hope so. I really do. Well,
no, I mean, never mind. There's one. There's the worst one.
I was gonna say there's other one. There's another one that I'd rather not watch. But
I know which game I don't want to watch.
Yeah. Who are you taking this one? Atlanta looked good last week, but they were playing Tampa.
Yeah.
Carolina got crushed by the Eagles.
Such a wild card because it's. I mean, I'm getting boned this week because Dallas is on bye and Jacksonville's on bye. So I lose DeMarco Murray, who I have in all my fantasy leagues. I lose Denard Robinson, who I picked up in all of my fantasy leagues. So now I have to scramble and fill out 2 running back slots. And so I was looking on the waiver wire and I saw Steven Jackson, who had a pretty solid game against Tampa Bay, 18 rushes, 60 yards, 1 touchdown. But I don't want to rely on Steven Jackson.
No, you can't.
No,
you can't.
That's the thing. Matt Ryan has a pretty solid passing week. Steven Jackson has a pretty solid running week, but I don't trust them.
I don't either. Can I pass on this game, or do I have to make a pick?
Yeah, I think we have to pick.
All right. I'm gonna take Carolina. I'm gonna take Carolina at home. I don't really like it, but I'm gonna take it.
Home, I guess. I guess that kind of gets, a pass.
Yeah, they still have Kelvin Benjamin, who's, rookie of the year, and wide receiver. Cam Newton, I can't believe Cam Newton got sacked 9 times last night. I mean, a guy like him he's a big guy, he can move. You think there would have been at least, 4 or 5 of those sacks he could have turned into just, thrown the ball away or, at least tried to get out of the pocket or scramble or something like that. But I don't know, that Eagles defense was quick to him last night, which I guess you have to do with a guy like him. And I don't trust that Atlanta's defense is capable of doing that.
Nope.
All right. So you're taking Carolina too?
Yeah.
Or are you taking Atlanta?
Fozzie Whitaker had 6 carries last night.
He did.
No touchdowns. Not since I mentioned him.
It was funny. I was watching the game and I was walking out of my room to go get some water, and all of a sudden I just hear the name Fozzie Whitaker and I turn around and come back. I gotta see what Fozzie's doing.
I gotta go. Can't get water now.
Water can wait. I'm not that thirsty.
Or were you in the middle of pouring your water and you spilled everything because you heard his name called and you just ran?
No, I hadn't gotten that far.
Water spills all over the floor.
Yeah. Nick-shaped cloud of dust.
Nick-shaped hole in the wall.
Yeah. Just running through everything.
You're taking Carolina, right?
Yeah, I'm taking Carolina.
I got so wrapped up in talking about my favorite player, Fozzie Whitaker.
Fozzie Whitaker. Next up, we have the worst quarterback of last week, Andy Dalton, against Drew Brees and New Orleans Saints. New Orleans is -7 at home. Feels high. I mean,
a lot of points.
I mean, I know it's a lot of points, and Andy Dalton's coming off like the worst week a quarterback's possibly ever had in the NFL.
No.
But
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith didn't finish the game.
Yeah, but if it's like those 48-minute stats that they do in basketball.
Yeah.
It's like if you would have extrapolated for the whole game, it would have been even worse.
True. I was going to look it up, but
fun fact, Andy Dalton's passer rating was lower than the number of interceptions he threw. His passer rating was 2, and he threw 3 interceptions.
Sheesh. That's
bad.
Yeah, that is. And when you have Mohamed Sanu and AJ Green, I mean, granted, Cleveland's secondary is one of the best in the leagues, but I still don't understand how he has such a bad game, but it happened.
I mean, the one saving grace for Dalton is that the Saints have a pretty weak passing defense.
Yeah, that's true.
So is this another one of those dumb trap games where you feel one way and then maybe Dalton redeems himself?
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like I'm like, oh, I should take Carolina. They're playing at home. They've been playing pretty well the last couple of weeks. Like their division is still wide open. But then I'm like, no, maybe that's what they want me to do.
So, okay,
maybe I should take Cincinnati.
Here's the litmus test. If you could tease it, if you threw this New Orleans in with a teaser, would you feel extremely comfortable with that? If New Orleans -1 was part of your 3-team tease, would you feel really, really comfortable with that?
That I'd probably feel pretty comfortable with that.
Okay.
But that -7, I don't know. So that's why, Lord help me, I'm taking Cincinnati.
Ooh.
I'm going out on a limb here, so taking some chances. I just got a feeling.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like they're going to have Bernard back.
Right. Which will definitely help.
Which will help. But if Dalton just takes another poop, I don't know.
Well, they've got AJ McCarron waiting in the wings, so
that's true.
Maybe he's Cincinnati's savior.
You know who else they have? Jason Campbell.
Catherine Webb.
What?
AJ McCarron's wife, Catherine Webb.
Oh.
Yeah.
They really have Jason Campbell? This can't be right.
No, I'm pretty sure they have Jason Campbell. I know he's somewhere in the league.
He's got to be somewhere. AJ McCarron, Andy Dalton, Jason Campbell.
Mm-hmm. Good luck, Cincinnati.
No kidding.
Hey, good luck to me because I picked them. No, I don't know. I just think that -7. I think Cincinnati can bounce back a little bit and
that's tough.
Keep it somewhat close. But
I don't know. New Orleans is their offense is pretty rolling, except for last week.
You know what? That's what we thought about Pittsburgh, and look what happened Sunday. So
I guess
you gotta go with your gut instinct on which games are going to be going crazy like that one.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one later. The one we're talking about now is Tampa Bay at the Washington Professional Football Team, with the Washington Professional Football Team favored by 7 points.
And this is one that I hope is on the far left screen that I'm not going to pay attention to.
Yeah, when I saw that on the schedule, I took back my selection. This is the one I would say is the worst.
Yeah.
Who would you like to not watch? The 3-6 Washington team against the 1-8 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'll pass.
Yeah. This I could see as a teaser. Get Washington to -1. I don't know if I like that -7 though. I'm gonna take Tampa.
See, here's the tricky part. Washington's coming off the bye, and as we've discussed previously, teams this year coming off the bye are not doing so well. It's like the opposite of what you expect.
Right.
If you looked at your little gambler's cheat sheet and saw the thing about the teams coming off the bye this year, you would want to do the opposite.
Yeah.
So you'd have to make a note on your note card. It's a note for a note.
And that's part of the reason why I'm taking Tampa. Also because I think 7's a little too high.
A little high.
Yeah. I don't really trust Washington to
Tampa, so I'm taking Washington.
Well, yeah. This is what our picks have come to. Who do you trust the lead, or who do you
have the least amount of trust in?
Yeah.
And I'm saying Tampa.
Yeah. But wait, are you taking Washington?
I'm taking Washington just because I don't trust Tampa.
Okay. Even though Washington's coming off a bye.
I don't trust Tampa's running game.
Nobody does.
I know.
But Mike Evans and Vincent Jackson had solid weeks last week.
Yeah, there's that.
So that's what I'm hoping for, I guess. That they can score enough points to at least keep it within 7. I want this game to be 5 field goals. I want this game to finish 9-6.
5-2.
That way I won't feel bad not watching it. And I'll still win that pick.
No, it'd be even funnier if Washington wins 7-0.
Ooh. Would. That'd be
What's
good.
the dumbest way to score a touchdown?
Dumbest way?
Like that's dumb. Like that was the least exciting play. Oh, I got it. Shotgun, 1 yard line. Snap goes over the quarterback's head and out of the end zone. Done.
That's not a touchdown, though.
Oh, you're right. The safety.
Safety.
Okay, then one of the defensive ends falls on it. Well,
okay. That's still kind of exciting, though. Anything fumble or interception for a touchdown is exciting.
Wouldn't be the least.
It'd have to be like the one play Kansas City had. Was it last week or the week before? Where like the tight end fell down and the ball just got knocked out of the air and fell right to him. And he was just like laying there on his back and the ball fell to him and he just was over the line and caught it for a touchdown. I was like, really? That's how we're going to catch a touchdown? You're just going to lay on the ground, get lucky.
Least amount of effort.
Yeah, least amount of effort. He messed up his block, so he fell, and the ball came to him, and there he goes.
He was saving his energy for the trip to Pat's.
Could be. Who do we got next here? We got Denver at St. Louis. Denver's minus 10.5. 10.5 on the road.
Yeah, I know. It's a bugaboo. It's a double bugaboo. The double-digit spread on the road. But they made swift work of Oakland last week. That's why I'm pretty comfortable taking Denver again.
Yeah, but St. Louis is better than Oakland.
Mm-hmm.
They are.
Large margin?
A moderate margin.
A marginal margin.
I'm gonna take Denver as well.
Smart choice.
I don't like that minus 10.5 on the road though, but
when they lose 4 of their 6 losses have been by more than
who's St. Louis?
Yeah, 4 of their 6 losses have been by 14 or more points.
All right, I feel a little bit better then.
The only losses that were not big blowouts like that. Cowboys, they lost by 3. Eagles, they only lost by 6.
Yeah, I feel a little bit better then.
Even last week, they lost by 17.
Yeah,
and this is
give me Denver.
This is Peyton.
It is Peyton. It is Peyton Manning and Emmanuel Sanders and Julius Thomas and Demaryius Thomas. Yeah. All right, you convinced me.
Good. That was the plan. We already disagreed too much. We need to start agreeing for a couple.
All right. So we both got Denver there, correct? All right. What do you have next here?
San Francisco 49ers at the New York Football Giants, with the San Francisco 49ers favored by 4.5.
Do you recognize the gambling rule in this one?
Yep, there it is. The West Coast team, but they just played at New Orleans.
No. There's still a West Coast team coming to the East Coast. Still counts. New Orleans is still like an hour behind us on the East Coast, so
it's only like a quarter of the way.
They're the Gulf Coast, not the East Coast. Okay. So that there's no rule about West Coast teams traveling to the Gulf Coast or to the Midwest.
Well, not yet.
Well, not yet, but minus 4.5. San Francisco team has been up and down this year. They lost to St. Louis.
Kaepernick gets their wild card.
They beat New Orleans.
Barely. They almost lost. If Jimmy Graham didn't get called for a push-off.
Which usually you never gets called in that type of situation. But
kind of
I mean, it. Well, no, I agree, but like it's that I think that happens on every Hail Mary, and nobody ever really gets called
just
for
let
it.
him play.
Yeah. No, Patrick Willis is out for the year. That's a tough one. I mean, Giants are bad though. Yeah, I'll take San Fran. I'll take him. The San Francisco Tree.
I mean, I guess the only offensive threats for New York would be Larry Donnell, who seems to have cooled off. And then the other one you might be wary about is Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
He's Junior. He is getting a lot of targets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just can't quite seem to put it all together though, those Giants.
Yeah.
I don't really trust San Francisco either, but
it's a Giants battle. The baseball, the city that has the baseball Giants versus the city that has the football Giants. It's a gigantic battle.
I see that. All right. So we're both taking San Fran? Okay.
Glad we agreed
let's see. Yeah, I think we might agree on the next one. Oakland at San Diego. San Diego's -10. San Diego obviously hasn't been playing well. They've been kind of on a losing streak, but good news for them. They are playing Oakland, who is terrible. And
but did you see my little rule of thumb?
What's your little rule of thumb?
San Diego's coming off...
Wait.
Wow.
Coming off a bye. Yeah. That didn't stop you with Washington, though, did
No, I know.
All right.
They might get Brian Matthews back.
Yeah. Which will help their running game because he was playing pretty well before he got hurt this year. I'm just hoping San Diego kind of recouped and got everything together. That's what I'm hoping for. The extra time off, a lot of players to heal up a little bit. So I'm hoping they don't succumb to the bye week curse that we've seen with a bunch of teams this year. So I'm going to take San Diego at home at -10.
Maybe that Sunday you think they met at the In-N-Out Burger, kind of had a heart-to-heart. Kind of nice, rousing come-together speech by the coach or something over a bag of fries. Because that's what they do at... No, wait, I'm thinking of Five Guys. Where they put the cup in, but then they still give you the bag fries. So it's I ate the cup of fries. Well, that's okay. I still got bag fries.
Yeah. They're both good.
It's a nice surprise for the bag fries.
Yeah. And I'm sure the weather's supposed to be sunny and 75 in San Diego, so
yeah.
Too worried about that. You know what we forgot to do?
What?
Was pick our favorite 1 o'clock game.
Darn it. You're right.
So who's your favorite 1 o'clock?
Favorite 1 o'clock.
Well, I'll tell you, mine is probably going to be Seattle.
Yeah, I was leaning towards that. It's another one of those weeks where there's a lot of games that seem important, but they just don't elevate themselves to the next level. Minnesota, Chicago is kind of an important game. Atlanta, Carolina might have some implications.
Well, yeah, that division's wide open. I mean, Atlanta still has a shot there, which is crazy. Let's see what
in a division where the division leader is not above 500.
Yeah. Who is it? Saints are 4-5. Carolina and Falcons are both 3-6.
See, here's what gives me a red rump, and I was thinking about this the other day. I hate the 4 division structure. I hate it because you are cultivating this kind of environment where a team can be poopy and be under 500 and still be guaranteed a playoff spot. I hate that. And what I was thinking,
right?
See, there's pros and cons to my idea. My idea is you make 2 conferences with 2 divisions. Done. The division winners get in. The remaining 4 spots, if you still do a 6-team per conference playoff scenario, the remaining 4 spots are wild card. Anything goes. The tricky part with this is that the way that the NFL schedules right now, it's easy. It's a formula. The only thing that's in flux is the two extra games. You play your division 2 times. You play one other division in your conference. You play one other division in the other conference. You play the 2 teams that finished in the same spot that you did last year. And then you have the 2 kind of flex games. If it's 2 divisions, it gets kind of tricky.
Right. No, and that makes sense. I mean, that'd be kind of interesting to see what that would turn into. But yeah, because I mean, there are times. When was that? A couple years ago, Arizona finished like 10-6 and missed the playoffs because Seattle and San Francisco had better records in the division.
Because last year they were 10-6.
Was it last year? Okay. Yeah, and then there was somebody that with a worse record that got in just because the division was terrible.
The Eagles got in at 10-6 when they won their division. The Packers got in at 8-7-1 when they won their division.
Yeah,
that's exactly.
And the Cardinals missed out even though they won 10 games.
Happened to the Bears the season before. They didn't get in with a 10-6 record. I'm trying to see what.
Yeah, it seems like there's always a team that with 10 wins that doesn't get into the playoffs.
No, that's just me burning the torch for something that's never going to happen.
Well, you never know. Someday when you're president, you can make that change.
Ooh, I could be the next commissioner.
That'll be your platform. Not the war on drugs, not peace in the Middle East. The restructuring of the NFL landscape.
Got to pick your battles. Ooh, the Patriots in 2008 missed the playoffs with an 11-5 record. That's probably the top. Anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
Here's the one I'm excited to watch. Here's the one.
Yeah, this one, I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, I would think so.
I'm a little nervous.
I was talking to some guys on the train to work, and they're pretty nervous about this one, too.
Yeah. Philly is going to Green Bay. Green Bay is -6.5.
Into the belly of the beast.
Yeah. Philly's getting 6.5. That's their defense looked really good against Carolina. Aaron Rodgers is on fire right now, though.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you taking?
Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Yeah, I got a little more faith in them only because Sanchez largely. I just don't really trust him.
Sunday, high of 25.
Ooh.
40% chance of snow.
Yeah, Rodgers is used to that.
Yeah. Sanchez is used to, well, he played in New York, but
kinda, but not really.
Yeah. Yeah. He showed up to games in New York.
He was there. He put on a uniform.
Yeah. I hate to do it, but I'm gonna have to go with Green Bay.
Wait, what did I say? Oh, I said Green Bay. I said Green Bay.
I think you said Green Bay.
Yeah, I said Green Bay. You just going against your particular team.
Well, yeah. Because normally I would take the Eagles at 6.5 on the road, but
you can't do it
unless the defense scores a couple of touchdowns like they did this past week, which I don't really see happening against Aaron Rodgers, who is smart with the ball.
Yeah.
I don't see the Eagles. I don't trust Mark Sanchez enough to keep the game close. Nope. Like I said before, I want to see what he does against
a real team,
really good team. Yeah. So we'll see. I'm already hating myself. Like I just want to.
Are you going to get scolded by all your friends if you?
Probably. Well, I mean, because the guys I watch football with, like, they're all gambling too. So, they understand the spreads and are kind of realistic, but some of them are delusional. So
okay, so here's the devil's advocate. If you could tease Philly up to 12.5,
I would.
It's that proposition I brought up last week where you could tease a team up to a higher spread and be more comfortable with them losing.
Yeah. Yeah, but the other option would be to tease Green Bay down to half a point and then make it a pick 'em.
Do you really think Philly's going to win? Like, which do you have more faith in? Philly winning or Philly losing by less than 12.5?
I think
I'd say the 12.5 I'd be more comfortable.
I don't like gambling on my team in general.
That's my rule of thumb. I stay away from them.
Because
avoid it.
Because then if I pick them like I am this week, if I'm picking them to lose by a touchdown or more, then I'm basically rooting for my team to lose. And then if I root for my team to win, but I picked against them, then like, oh no, you idiot, you picked against your own team. Why would you do that? But I'm trying to be middle of the road here.
Trying to be an athletic supporter.
Yeah. Trying to do this with no bias, but that's impossible.
That would put them even with the Cowboys.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to take Green Bay just because Rodgers is so hot right now.
Hot.
And yes, and I want to see a full game from Sanchez against a better team than Carolina.
That's fair.
Oh, and let's go back. Actually, no, let's not. No, we can, because both teams are on bye. We were talking about Dallas, Jacksonville earlier, and Brandon Weeden. I want to say my pick last week. I picked Jacksonville because the spread was -7, I think, for Dallas.
She thought Weeden was going to play
because I thought I should have put a specification on that. I should have put a specification. I should have said, if Romo plays, I think Dallas is going to win. I'm going to take Dallas, but I didn't want to do that.
I don't know why they made him play. That was dumb.
I didn't want to be picky, but oh well. I changed my pick, on my parlay card. Mm-hmm. Once I knew Romo was playing, but
I don't know why they played him. That was
I
don't know. You got to think long term, fellas. Long term.
Well, they might have lost to Jacksonville if Brandon Weeden was there. If Brandon Weeden was playing.
I know, but can you really?
He didn't really take any hard hits. He didn't really.
No, but look, you got in the long term. If you lose Tony Romo, then can you really expect to make the playoffs with Brandon Weeden? If they lost that game. And Tony Romo, well, regardless of what happens, they lose Tony Romo. They have 6 games left. They're in second place in the NFC East, and they're kind of in pole position for a wild card spot. The remaining games are at the Giants, home for the Eagles, at the Bears, at the Eagles, home for the Colts, and then at the Washington professional football team.
Mm-hmm.
And you would assume they'd have to probably go 3-3 at least. And get 10 wins on the season to make the playoffs. That's an assumption.
Well, I guess their thinking is that they're still fighting the Eagles for the division, and I guess they're trying to win the division outright.
I guess, but still.
So I guess they didn't want to. There's no guarantee, obviously, that Brandon Weeden would have lost to the Jaguars, but I think it's a strong possibility. But they're playing for the division, and the way the Eagles are playing, every win counts. Even against the Jaguars.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. But anyway, let's move on here. We got Detroit at Arizona. Arizona's -1.5.
Can we just all agree that this season Detroit is the biggest full of shit team?
I think I'd be comfortable with that.
Just how many times have they had those games this season where it's the other team is well within reach of winning the game, and then Detroit pulls the rug out from under them?
Yeah.
They did it against New Orleans. They did it against the Falcons. And they did it for the third straight game against the Dolphins.
Yeah.
They should be 4-5. They should be 4-5. I'm not saying that they're not good. I'm not saying that Matthew Stafford isn't a competent quarterback. I'm just saying that this team's just full of shit.
I think I can agree with you on that. Although Calvin Johnson did look good last week.
He did look good.
Finally. Now that he's back. So whether that...
I agree with that.
...continues... I mean, Arizona's secondaries, their defense is very solid. So, and they're playing in Arizona. I'm going to take Arizona.
Are you still taking Arizona even though they've lost Carson Palmer?
I know. Carson Palmer.
It's Drew Stanton now. Do you trust the Drew Stanton Express?
Bruce Arians said that he believes Cardinals can win a Super Bowl with Drew Stanton.
Wow.
I mean, I know he kind of has to say that, but I think he's actually does believe it.
I don't.
Well, when Stanton was in before, when Carson Palmer was out, they still won. Their only loss this year was against Denver. They beat San Diego, New York, San Francisco, Washington, Oakland, Philly, Dallas, St. Louis.
Yeah, but of the games remaining with Drew Stanton, they have this home for Detroit. They play Seattle twice. They play Kansas, and then they play San Fran again.
Yeah. I don't know, because Carson Palmer's not a great quarterback anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, he's been very good this year, but he's not like super incredible like Aaron Rodgers.
No, he's not great, but he was consistent at least. He turned in
right, and that's all Stanton has to do is just be consistent and make smart plays. They have 3 really good receivers. They have a running back who's playing very well this year, and their defense is solid. I mean, it's just an all around well coached team.
I mean, every game it seemed like Carson Palmer was turning in around 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. And that was enough to... I mean, I guess it helps that they're cushioned up to an 8-1 record, but to think that they can continue that in the playoffs, in the divisional round, the NFC Championship, and then the Super Bowl, I don't know.
Yeah, but Detroit has Calvin Johnson and... like, really, Golden Tate? Like, I don't know. I think, like you said, Detroit's overrated. I'm going to take Arizona. I'm going to see what Drew Stanton can do this week.
Well, now we're back on the disagreement train because I'm taking Detroit. Because I don't... Even though I said what I said about Detroit, but they have Calvin Johnson. If he can do the things that he's prone to doing, I think they'll have a little easier. It's just Drew Stanton. Oh, boy.
This is what Vegas wants you to do.
I know. Where's Arizona right now? Arizona is, I don't know when these were last updated, but Arizona is the 6th favorite to win the Super Bowl at 12-1. That can't be updated.
I think that's right.
All right.
It's not. I mean, you look at some of the.
It's not impossible.
Well, and you look at some of the teams that won the Super Bowl in the last 15, 20 years. Like,
wow, really? The Cardinals are only plus 120 and have the same odds to win the NFC West. That can't be right. How's that right?
I don't know. But you look at like the Ravens in 2000, like Trent Dilfer. He's not in the Hall of Fame. He was competent. Like I think he had a total of like 35 completions in the entire playoffs. The year the Ravens won the Super Bowl because their defense shut down everyone else, and all he had to do was not turn the ball over. And who else was it?
Wow, I really want to bet
Brad Johnson with Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay had a really, really good defense. Brad Johnson is a mediocre quarterback, but, they won the Super Bowl. And I think that's, maybe Arizona's kind of there with Carson Palmer / Drew Stanton.
Mm-hmm.
I could be way off though, but I'm gonna ride this Arizona train for as long as I can.
Wow, I really want to put some cookies down on that. That doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, so you're taking Detroit. I'm taking Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see.
If you can figure out who would win the AFC North and parlay that with Arizona.
Yeah. That would be
a nice one.
Who's going to win the AFC North, though?
I don't know. They're all kind of the same.
Yeah.
Three teams, Baltimore, Cincy, and Cleveland are at plus 260, and Pittsburgh is plus 275.
Yeah.
What are your
who do you take?
What are your odds on that?
We're 10 weeks in and we have no idea who's going to win the AFC North or the NFC South.
If you parlay anybody in the AFC North with Arizona to win their respective divisions, you almost get 7-1. Oh boy, I wish I could read the future.
We all do. We all do. Well, most of us.
I'm gonna have to think about that.
Next up's a good game. We have the Patriots at the Colts.
That is a good game.
Colts are minus 2.5.
I'm taking the Pats. Sunday night, I feel like Tom Brady's got, he's gonna put on his Tom Brady hat.
Yeah. No, I can agree with you on that. And given Tom Brady points in a primetime game,
Indianapolis coming off the bye spells trouble.
Yeah.
Spells trouble.
Yeah, as much as I want to pick in Indianapolis because, I'm an Andrew Luck fan and I want to see him play well. I think the Pats got this game. Yeah, I'll take the Patriots.
Good.
All right.
I mean, I'm not a Schadenfreude kind of guy, and I want Andrew Luck to do poorly. I just think that New England's going to come in there with their game face.
I think you're right. Although New England was also off the bye, so
it's true.
I think that just cancels each other out.
It's a wash.
Yeah. Then we have Monday night, Steelers at the Titans.
Ugh.
Yeah. Pittsburgh's minus 6. Give me Pittsburgh.
What for? I mean, I'm taking the same, but that game was so bad.
Yeah.
It was so hard to watch.
Yeah. So bad. Maybe I'll do some Assassin's Creed Rogue that night.
Good thing the Monday night lineup is so star-studded. I'll have something else to do instead of watching this.
Yeah, I'm not too. If only that game was on the left-hand screen.
Yeah. Oh boy.
But no, I don't see the Titans keeping it close against Pittsburgh, even though Pittsburgh played crap against the Jets.
Like crap, the Jets.
Yeah, I don't think the Titans are gonna have that fortune that New York did.
See, my favorite part about the atrocity that was that Steelers-Jets game was when the Jets had all those penalties assessed to them in that one play.
Oh, yeah. It was like 3rd and 36.
It was 3rd and 46, yeah.
Or 46, yeah. Then they ran the ball.
For 9 yards. It would have been so funny if they would have got a first down.
Or if they were short by like a yard. It was like a 45-yard run.
Oh, 4th and inches after that 45-yard run.
Yeah.
Right, Chris Ivory.
Yeah.
Sean Sweezum, you missed from 23. Who does that?
He set 2 records that day. He set a personal best for longest at 53, and then he set a record for shortest missed field goal this season at 23. Not that it really ended up mattering, but at the time it was important. Yeah, that was kind of dumb.
Sean Sweezum, for his career, is 73 for 77. He's missed 4 field goals that were between 20 and 29 yards.
How do you miss that? I don't understand. I mean, like, obviously, like the 50-plus yarders, you can understand them missing here and there, but, those little chip shots. don't know, there's just something in his head and just not thinking clearly. I don't know. Kickers are weird.
Kickers are weird.
All right.
Kickers are the relievers of football.
Yeah. What's your favorite late game?
Ooh. Pats, Colts. That's going to be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Second place is Philly, Green Bay.
Yeah, I was going to say Eagles, Packers are probably my favorite just because the Eagles are my team, but Pats, Colts should be a fun game to watch too. Yeah.
See how lucky the Colts get.
Yeah. Can only hope. All right. Any more thoughts on Week 11 coming up?
Nope.
All right. So a couple good teasers in there. A couple games you probably want to stay away from.
Some interesting teasers.
Yeah, some interesting teasers. But
what's the one game you have the least idea? Like you really have zero idea, and you would not want to tease it or pick it.
Falcons, Panthers.
You want nothing.
Falcons, Panthers, probably.
That's your stay clear game?
Yeah.
There's a couple.
That's probably... Well, I mean, that's probably my number one, steer clear.
It's probably a fair choice.
Yeah. Number 2 would probably be Vikings, Bears.
Yeah, I was looking at that one.
Yeah. Yeah. The rest of them I could see myself...
Putting some sort of action.
Yeah, doing something with, but those two I'll probably stay away from.
Steer clear.
Save my cookies for another team.
Steer clear. You know where you're not going to want to steer clear from? The Foo Fighters' new album.
Oh, I already picked it up. It's awesome.
Worth the price. The food alone's worth the trip.
Yeah. Now I just need to watch the documentary they've been showing on HBO that goes along with it. I've not been been watching that, but yeah, they I don't know if you know the story, but Foo Fighters traveled to 8 different studios across the country, recorded a song at each studio, and then they also have an accompanying documentary that's being aired weekly on HBO.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they sit down with local musicians from that area and talk to them about music and whatever else is happening in so definitely interesting for sure. I just saw yesterday Taylor Hawkins, the drummer for U2. Somebody was asking him he was the drummer for the Foo Fighters. Somebody was asking him about the new U2 album, and about how they gave it to everybody for free and all the backlash and everything like that. He's like, yeah, I think they kind of learned a lesson from that. Like, it's probably not the best way to go about it. And someone asked him what he thought of the new album. He goes, it just kind of sounds like a fart. Like those were his words. Like he's not a fan of the new U2 album. He just said it sounds like a fart. And I was in my office at work and I just started chuckling to myself.
Taylor Hawkins quote, shrug. Yeah. Sounds like a fart.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, U2's got that going for him, I guess. But
which is nice.
Yeah. But yeah, we had there's some other good albums out this week. Pink Floyd had their newest and possibly final album came out on Monday or today, I forget exactly, but yeah, there's a couple other ones. Foo Fighters and Pink Floyd were the two biggest though. So
Pink Floyd sounds promising because I've heard it described as psychedelic, which if you like Pink Floyd they are a psychedelic band. So
right, and there's only one song on the track that has lyrics. Everything else is instrumental. Yeah. But yeah, it's got David Gilmour and I just blanked on the keyboardist's name who passed away a couple years ago. But
Nick Mason. No, he's the drummer.
Rick Mason? No, I don't remember. Anyway, yeah, a lot of these songs on the album were previously recorded back, 20 years ago, but just never released till now. So Yeah, so it should, I haven't listened to the entire thing. I've listened to most of it, not the entire thing. But yeah, it's pretty interesting, especially if you're a Pink Floyd fan, like yourself.
Like myself.
Yeah. And let's see, tomorrow you have some new comics coming out, don't you?
Monster Week.
It
is a Monster Week. You've got the Fade Out. You've got
Axis.
You've got Witches for Image Comics. For DC, you've got Batman with the Joker. For Marvel, you've got all new Captain America. You've got Thor. It is a high quality week. I had to select 6 books instead of my normal 5 because it was so replete with good books this week.
You're just going crazy.
I know. I'm gonna go crazy tomorrow at the comic book store.
Yeah. I'm gonna pick up Fade Out and Axis for sure. Maybe a couple others. We'll see. But yeah. So be sure to you can check all that stuff out on entertainmentbuddha.com. There's also a ton of new Halo reviews and screenshots. You can also catch us streaming games on Twitch at Entertainment Buddha on Twitch. And what else? Oh, we're on Twitter, of course. No Punt Intended. No Punt, number 10, DED. Shoot us any questions, comments, concerns regarding sports or whatever you feel like talking
Just
about.
Whatever. We'll answer whatever.
If you have a suggestion for a food eating contest for Justin to try out, that would be good to hear about. We'd like to hear about that. So what was the Fuddruckers one you did? Was it 1 pound or 2 pound?
It's always fun to talk about food challenges and whether you could do it, but it was a 2 pound burger. It was a 2 pound burger. You had to call 24 hours in advance.
Yeah.
And they knew it was us too. They came over and said, "Are you the guys eating the 2 pound burgers?"
You just had that look of determination.
We had that look. We had that hunger.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a 2 pound burger and the bun.
Burger. Yeah, that was the worst. It was one giant burger and one giant bun.
Ugh.
It's not like this challenge you've described where it's like a stack of patties.
Yeah.
It's just this giant oversized. It's like the Mondo burger from Good Burger. There's a dated reference for you.
Yeah.
Look it up.
That's on Netflix, by the way.
It is on Netflix. You know what else is on Netflix? Batman from '89. And I screamed when I saw that it was added.
Is that the Jack Nicholson one?
The Jack Nicholson one. I've been wanting to watch that for a while.
Yeah. I'll have to put that on my must-watch list.
Yeah. But just at least add to the list.
Yeah. The one thing I wanted to ask you with this burger challenge that you'll eventually be doing, will you be dousing the buns in water like they do in the hot dog eating contest?
No, I kind of want to enjoy it. That just sounds great. Like I feel like I would be more prone to throw up.
Yeah,
but eating a soggy bun,
understand.
I feel like that would just gross me out.
Yeah. All right. Well, I look forward to the day that that you take on that challenge. Because Lord knows I won't be doing anything else that night.
That'll be at the top of the charts. Do you have anything else that? Well, the main event's Justin eating this giant burger challenge.
Nick, everyone's going out for drinks. I'll meet up with you guys later. I gotta watch my friend eat burgers.
Guys, there's a free Foo Fighters concert. Can I go out to watch my friend eat a giant burger?
I'll catch the end. All right. So be sure to check us out on entertainmentbuddha.com. Plenty of new video games releases, comic books, movies. Dumb and Dumber 2 is out this Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to that. And next week is the next Hunger Games film, Mockingjay Part 1. So.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, 21st. 21st. So.
Wow.
Yeah, keep an eye on the site. We'll have news and reviews about all that stuff. So. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you all next week. And Witty sign off.
I was just going to say it. Beat me to the punch. That should just be our sign off. Witty sign off.